G'day guys, HJ Bricks here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I certainly am. And today we are going to be talking about the best LEGO sets to invest in 2022. So this list will mostly comprise of sets that are retiring this year and sets that, if you keep sealed, are most likely going to return a high price towards the future. Now, before I start this video, please note that I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a LEGO fan, and so if you buy any of these sets, know that they may not actually rise in price all that much. I'm sure you will still be able to get somewhat of a profit for them if you sold them later towards the future, but I'm not saying that these are going to be the best deals in the entire world. I'm just saying, from my own personal opinion, which LEGO sets I think would be the best to invest in, and which ones I'll most likely be investing in myself. So without further ado, let's start the video. Now guys, before we get into this list, I have determined that there are roughly 5 factors for investment, or 5 factors that are going to give you the best return on these LEGO sets in the future. The first one being that the set is a collector's item. For example, it is UCS or in the adult line. So a perfect example of a set we have later down the collection is the Imperial Star Destroyer. So that is a huge UCS set, over $1,000 in price, definitely going to be a collector's item. Next is the nostalgia of the set, or whether it's an important part of the world. So by that I mean, is this set based off some sort of a TV show? Is it based off a movie? Or is this based off some sort of building in real life? Is it something that is going to be timeless? It's going to be remembered forever throughout history. Thirdly, of course, we have the piece count. So the bigger the set, of course, the bigger the price is going to be. Now, the fourth one we have here is the original price, and that pretty much ties in with the piece count. So if it has a higher original price, that's obviously going to reflect in the price that somebody's going to pay for it towards the future. And the fifth one we have here is the release year, or how long these sets have been on the shelves. So obviously, if a set has been on the shelves collecting dust for a couple of years now, heaps of people have had the chance to buy it, then you might not be as lucky in getting money for that set in the future. Whereas if it's only been out for a short period of time, not many people have had a chance to get their hands on it, and they've just missed out because they didn't think it would retire so quickly, you might have a chance of snagging people out that way. Now, of course, in the future, if you do get these sets, please don't rip anybody off. Obviously, you want to do a nice, fair deal. Whilst you may be doing it for investment, we are all part of a fantastic LEGO community, and we don't want to be ruining people's pockets just because they were unfortunate enough to not be able to get this set in the first place. But without further ado, the first 2 sets we have on this list are the castles. The one on the left is the Hogwarts Castle, set 71043. This set has 6,020 pieces, so a very high number of pieces in that set. This set came out in 2018, and it does retail for 650 Australian dollars. Now, that piece count, 6,020. Those of you who might be a fan of Star Wars would know that the Millennium Falcon, the UCS version, has 7,541 pieces. So this is roughly 1,500 pieces less than the Falcon, but it's also half the price of the Falcon. So this does have a lot of smaller pieces. So as you can see, because this is a miniature build, you do get all the miniature characters. It's obviously not going to have the exact same value as the Falcon, because the Falcon has a lot of bigger panels, but that's still a very important thing to consider. The pieces for price is fantastic ratio in that set. Now, that one did come out in 2018, which means now it is roughly 4 years old, but Harry Potter is always going to be a huge LEGO genre. People are always going to be wanting to get Harry Potter sets, and I think the Hogwarts Castle is such a fantastic display piece for anybody that likes Harry Potter. I will flash up a couple of pictures on screen at the moment from some of the older Harry Potter sets from the original wave, way back in the year when it came out, and you can see some of the prices that those sets go for now. So that one I definitely think will be a good investment opportunity. The next one we have here is the Disney Castle, set 71040, coming in with 4,080 pieces, which was released in 2016 and has a price of $500. Now, the Disney castle is going to have a lot more fans, I believe, than the Hogwarts castle, just because Disney is such a broad range, and who doesn't know Mickey and Minnie Mouse? They are so classic, and this Disney castle really is amazing. If you're buying this set for an investment, that it was released in 2016, which means it has been out on shelves for 6 years, which is not a short time at all. So between the two castles, personally, I would probably go for the Hogwarts castle, just because of that shorter time period where people could have picked it up for themselves. But nevertheless, both are fantastic sets. Now, the next sets we have here, or the next line of sets we have here, is the space theme. So the first one we have is an idea set, and this was the NASA Apollo Saturn V, set 92716. Now, this one comes with 1,969 pieces, was released in 2017, and has a price of $170. Now, whilst that set does say released in 2017, it is important to note that this was a re-release of the set, so it has actually come out twice. They did replace a couple of little pieces, and so the original one came out a few years before that. But with that 1,969 pieces, it is definitely a nice set. It's fairly sizable, so it is a very nice set for the collection, and you could probably see some sort of investment just because it's space, it's NASA. You know, there's always going to be fans into astronauts. I think it's a good one to invest in. The next one we have is the International Space Station, or the ISS, set 21321. This one comes with 864 pieces. This one was released in 2020 and has a price of $100. So, released in 2020, this one has only been on shelves for 2 years now. And whilst this is a nice space set, I think if you wanted to get this one for an investment, you would really have to be into space. And so, if somebody was getting also the Apollo and Saturn V, then I think this would be a great pair for it. But it's not going to be for every collector. Now, finally, we have one more set in the space theme, and that is the NASA Apollo 11 Lunar Lander, set 10266. This one has 1,087 pieces. It was released in 2019, so it's been out for 3 years now, and it has a price of $160. And much the same, if you're going to pick up this one for an investment, I would highly recommend you have the others as well, just so that you have that entire sort of space theme. Now, the next genre we have here is TV shows. And so TV shows are so classic, people know them for generations. Friends is never gonna die. Sesame Street, it's a classic. Everybody watched it when they were growing up. People nowadays might not watch it so much, but still, these are two fantastic sets. So the first one, of course, we will look at is 123 Sesame Street, set 21324. This one comes with 1,367 pieces, was released in 2020, so it's been out for 2 years now, and it came in at $200. So this is a really nice set. Just you get the Sesame Street build, you get all the classic Sesame Street characters, such a nostalgic set. There's definitely always going to be someone who wants to buy that one. Now, the next one we have here is Friends Central Perk, set 21319. This one comes with 1,070 pieces, was released in 2019, so it is 3 years old now, and comes in at a price of $90. Just the same as Sesame Street, who doesn't love Friends? It is such a classic TV show. Now, out of the two sets, I would definitely recommend the Friends Central Perk over the 123 Sesame Street for an investment, and that's just because the Friends is obviously a lot cheaper, and also I think Friends is targeting so many different types of audiences. So they had the original fans, and now there's a whole new generation I know of teenagers who are all really getting into this set. So I would definitely recommend Friends Central Perk as a good investment. Now, the next sets we have here are the Modular series. So there's people who are always wanting to complete the Modular series, get every single one to create that amazing city landscape. And so some of the other modular buildings that have retired previously have shot up in price. I can show you some of those on screen right now. But the first one we have here is the Assembly Square, set 10255. This one comes with 4,002 pieces, so a lot of pieces there. It was released in 2017 and has a price of $400. Now, this obviously is a huge building, and it is a essential part to the city. As you can see, you kind of get your three main buildings there with the nice fountain and landscape in the middle. And so anybody who is wanting to have a collection of modular buildings would definitely need this one to kind of center everything else around. So I would say out of this one or the bookshelf, that's definitely one that I would pick up first. Now, of course, the next one, as I just mentioned, is the Bookshop, set 10270. This one comes with 2,504 pieces. It was released in 2020, so that means it has been out for 2 years, and its price is $250. So definitely a lot cheaper, but you're also getting a lot less, as you only get 2 buildings as opposed to that 3 buildings in the Assembly Square. Now, another important thing to notice is that the Assembly Square has been out for 5 years, so that is a decent time. But I still think there are those people who are going to see this set in 10 years' time and think, wow, that was amazing. I should probably add that to my collection. Now, the next category of sets we have here is sports. And the reason I have picked these sports sets is because sports are absolutely timeless. Manchester United, Old Trafford. In 20 years' time, there are going to be brand new Manchester fans, and they're going to also love Lego, and they're going to wish that they had this set in their collection. In addition to that, we also have the Adidas Originals Superstars. Even if you had like the original little poly bag that came with this set, or that mini little set, that has shot up in value, so I can definitely see this one doing the same. Now, let's look back here. We had the Manchester United Old Trafford, set 10272. Coming in with 3,898 pieces, so definitely a lot of pieces, even if they are smaller, going into those finer details. This one was released in 2020, so only been on shelves for 2 years, and came in at a price of $450. So definitely worth the money for that one there, and I'm sure you could get a good profit, even if you just bumped it up to $500. In a couple of years, you would definitely find people willing to pay that much. Now, the next one we have here is the Adidas Originals Superstar, set 10282. This one was a lot smaller, came with only 731 pieces, and this one I've got here released in 2018. That's not right, I do apologise for that. This one was released in, I believe, 2021, so only been on shelves for roughly 1 year, and of course this has a price of $160. Now, you also get that amazing little stand that has a little Adidas Superstar, and so this is just a definite set for shoe collectors. Now, finally, we have Star Wars, and Star Wars is always such a fantastic theme to invest in. There are so many sets, I can name countless, the AT-AT and the dropship, we can have the Death Star, we can have the original Millennium Falcon. But so the first one we're going to have here is the Boba Fett helmet, set 75277. This one comes with 625 pieces, was released in 2020, so it's been on shelves for 2 years, and also has a price of $90. Now, you can see down the bottom, if you get all these helmets, they look so fantastic. You can put them in a huge collection, so I would definitely recommend trying to pick up all of them. But I do believe that Boba Fett's helmet is the nicest and the cleanest looking helmet. Boba Fett is just such an amazing character, and if you look at the value of sets such as the Slave One, how much those have gone up, and then you look at the popularity of the Boba Fett as he came back in The Mandalorian and had his own series, I definitely think this one would be a great one to invest in. Now, the next set we have here is the 501st Legion Clone Troopers, set 75280, coming in with 285 pieces, released in 2020 and at a price of $45. So better known, this was the 501st Battle Pack, and man was this a fantastic set and such a heavily sought after set as well. Now, this one, I believe, might already be retiring in some shelves. On the LEGO store, it currently just says out of stock. It doesn't say retired product yet, but definitely pick this one up before it is too late, because otherwise it is going to pass you by and you are going to miss it. This was the first sort of battle pack of its kind with those 4 troopers, the 2 vehicles, and the 2 little droids as well. And whilst it does have that increased price, people are already going to start paying huge prices for this set, even when it's just out of stock on LEGO store. So definitely invest in this one. Now, the final set we have here on the list is the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer, set 75252. This one is a behemoth, coming in at 4,784 pieces, released in 2019 and having a price of $1,100. This is, of course, representing the opening scene in Episode 4, A New Hope, where we have the Tantive 4 trying to get away and the huge Imperial Star Destroyer following it. This is such a nice set. All the panels on this set looks so clean, so amazing, and it is absolutely massive. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, definitely recommend this one. And I would definitely recommend that you either buy this one and add it to your collection now, or save it for investing before it's gone for good. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned something from it. I hope I've given you some sort of knowledge and power and wisdom so that you can now go and buy these sets of your choice, buy those investment sets, and hopefully make a profit towards the future. As I said, don't hold myself responsible for any of the decisions you make. It's entirely up to you, and you want to make decisions that you feel comfortable with. Don't do something just because I have said it. These sets are all fantastic, and even if you can't sell them in the future, they will look great for you. But when I buy a Lego set, I don't really buy it for its financial value in the future, and I've never been the sort of person to keep a box sealed in my cupboard. I always want to open that set and get the experience, because that, at the end of the day, is what Lego is all about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. Please don't forget to go down, like, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you're going to pick up any of these sets. I appreciate you all so much, and every bit helps to continue growing my channel. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.